Hi, I'm James. If you're thinking about using podcasting for your business, but you're not sure where to start, then watch this video to the end, because I want to talk today about why podcasting is perfect for businesses looking to generate more leads, and also how you can make it work from a financial perspective. Sound good? Let's get stuck in. So here's the thing, most businesses are still scared of podcasting, but it can actually be a really great tool to generate leads and sales. A lot of businesses see podcasting as one of these things that they should be doing as part of their marketing, but maybe they're not quite sure how to really make it work or justify the expense of creating content for their podcast each and every month. So really what I wanted to do today was demystify all of that and share with you exactly how you can start a podcast that's not only effective from a lead generation and sales perspective, but also very cost effective as well. Now with hobbyist podcasters, yeah, they can grow audiences that will attract donations through PayPal or Patreon. They can monetize their content that way, or they can run sponsorship advertising deals. But if you're a business, neither of these things quite work from a financial perspective. Well, the answer lies in using it as a powerful sales and lead generation tool. So here is my step-by-step process for creating an awesome business podcast that works not only from a branding and marketing perspective, but from a commercial point of view as well. So the first step is to create relevant and engaging content. This is really all about starting with your audience, who are either going to be your customers or your prospects, or a combination of both. Start off by speaking to your sales team. Start off by speaking to your customer service team. Find out the questions that are being asked all the time, coming up time and time again, and start with that list of questions and look at how you can deliver answers to these questions, these common questions that are coming up, pre-sales questions, you know the kinds I mean. They'll be different for every business, but ultimately every business has got these. Look at how you can produce a series of podcasts or series of episodes which will answer and dive deep into each one of these topics one at a time. This is going to be the kinds of content that your customers or your potential customers really want to hear and engage with. So when it comes to actually turning your podcast into a lead generating machine, you need to consider how you can turn that traffic that's listening to your episodes into prospects. And the simple answer to this is by creating lead magnets. Each one of your podcast episodes needs to be topped and tailed and possibly mid-rolled with effectively a call to action which directs the customer or the potential customer to take action on something. So it might be that you're giving away a free PDF or a free video course or some kind of free consultation with one of your team. All of these things are great. All of these things have value and will ultimately drive people to take a specific action. It's then about directing them via the power of audio to take action. Because remember, people come into your podcast, they might not necessarily be already on your website. They might be listening to it on another platform such as Spotify or Apple Podcasts. So it's about getting people away from those platforms onto your website to take an action. But you ultimately need to make a promise that's going to actually cause them to do something. It's basic marketing, but you need a strong CTA at the end of each of your podcast episodes, possibly in the middle, and you can even put it in at the start as well. Make sure that you're turning your podcast traffic into leads that you can engage and follow up with. And it's really that simple. Step number 3 is make sure that you're repurposing your content. This is crucially important to make sure you're maximizing the reach and also spending your time in the best possible way. So when recording your podcast, consider recording it as a video as well as audio. When I say this, I mean you can take out the best bits of your podcast, the video clips, you can repurpose that. You can push that out on Twitter, you can push that out on LinkedIn, you can push that out on Facebook, you can run it as part of your advertising campaigns. There's so many different ways that you can take those video clips and use them to further drive traffic to either your podcast, your website, or your lead magnets. Step number 4 is turning your podcast into blog content for SEO, search engine optimization. Not many people do this, but it's really simple to take an audio recording or a video and turn it into text. You can either transcribe it automatically, and if you're on podcast.co, it makes it super simple to do that, or you can hire someone, a professional writer, to either take out the best bits and write it up as a written piece, or turn a podcast into, say, multiple social media posts. If you don't want to spend lots of time turning your own podcast into text, written content, you can easily hire freelancers to do this for you. Just go on sites like Fiverr or Upwork, where there's plenty of people who will be willing and available to turn your podcast content into high quality written content. But it's well worth doing, and it can really increase your output in terms of what you're doing content wise on your website. Finally, encourage your prospects to actually listen to your podcast. If you've got an email list, set up a sequence telling them about each episode. Podcasting is a fantastic medium when it comes to actually getting people's attention and retaining it. In fact, 70% of people who listen to podcasts will actually tune in for the entire episode. Now, as marketers, it's very seldom that we have people's attention span for that long. So make sure that you're taking full advantage of it by telling your prospects that your podcast actually exists and telling them easily how they can go and listen to each episode. So thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to learn more or you want to start a podcast for your business, then head to podcast.co/services where you can talk to one of our experts about starting a podcast for your business. And finally, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more great content like this. I'm producing videos every Friday. All right, take it easy. Hey, wait, before you go, perhaps you're looking to start a podcast for your business. And did you know that most businesses make the same exact mistakes? Whenever we work with clients who are struggling to get their podcast off the ground or they're not getting the traction that they deserve, it turns out that most of the time they're making the same mistake. So what I've done is I've compiled a guide which is called the 5-Step Business Podcast Checklist, which will show you exactly what you need to know to get your podcast up and running without making the same mistakes that most other people do. So you can download it for free at jamesm.com/podcast. That's jamesm.com/podcast. Go and grab your copy today.